Warning, the stories you're about to hear are detailed accounts of shenanigans, pranks, and some mistakes that are meant to replicate the sort of discussions that veterans have when they reunite over a cold beverage and do not depict the professional daily actions of the military at large. We hope to make you laugh, but not to disrespect our proud men and women in uniform. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Cammo Comedy, where we take a humorous look at the lighter side of military service. We got a big show for you today, but before we jump into it, if you like what we're doing here, give us a subscribe, give us a follow, whatever they call it on your podcasting platform. And while you're at it, give us a 5-star rating, write us a review, as that makes us more relevant in the algorithm and boosts the overall visibility of the show. But word-of-mouth advertising is just so powerful, so if you tell some friends, I will love you forever. Okay, let's jump into the show. I am your host, Aaron Wolf. Joining me today is call sign Showtime. Showtime, thanks for being here in studio today. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Man. Thanks for having me, man.
Awesome,
I'm
man.
excited about this whole thing.
We've got a big show, man. So check this out. My first story for you takes place in the 1990s in the Army. So you had this platoon sergeant, and then you had lower enlisted guy, probably E4, E5. It's important to note that this platoon sergeant had a bit of a reputation for being a hard ass, and he had been singling out this lower enlisted guy who turned out to be somewhat of a shady character. And from his perspective, the lower enlisted guy, he was sick and tired of getting fucked with. And militaries, I wouldn't say they're full of shady characters. It's not the most common to see a shady character in the military, but it's not necessarily uncommon either.
They're out there.
So anyway, this guy was sick and tired of getting fucked with. His solution was, I'm going to break into this dude's car. Now, he breaks into this platoon sergeant's car and packs his vents with CS powder. Now,
my God.
For the listeners who may not know, CS powder, think of tear gas. Think of what they use for riot control and everything else like that. Exactly. So when you see these big plumes of smoke, it's burning this CS powder that off gases and creates a smoke. And
just a chemical reaction.
It's a chemical irritant and everything like that. So this guy got a hold of a bunch of CS powder and was just packing this guy's vents in the middle of summertime. Yes, the platoon sergeant. He was packing his vents with CS powder, and then he turns up the vents, so the AC is up all the way. You're talking about like 1990s stuff, so they just had the slide bar and stuff like that. And then he goes and hides in the bushes and waits for the platoon sergeant to come out for the day. So in pure fashion, the platoon sergeant, not knowing anything about it, he's done for the duty day. He's going to his car, turns it on, and all of a sudden, poof, there's just this yellowish white puff of CS powder that just knocked this guy in the face. And he said it was about a 5 Mississippi, maybe a 6 Mississippi before this guy kicked open the door. He had to have been coughing and everything. That's a pretty serious concentration.
Did breathe all that in?
He ended up having to sell the car.
It was like a cloud.
Do you remember? Especially if you take that to the face. He said there was a puff of smoke that just enveloped the entire.
It was in this dude's lungs, man. That's crazy.
I cannot condone this kind of revenge, but I get it. Especially certain platoon sergeants, especially back in the 1990s, I would imagine they could be pretty rough.
Oh yeah.
So
90s? Oh my.
Oh yeah, 1990.
Full Metal Jacket.
I think it was. Oh yeah, I think it was early 90s too. I am not clear exactly on that, but I tell you what, man, stories about rivalry and revenge and stuff like that, they seem to be pretty common inside of the military.
Can I one-up you?
Go ahead.
Aaron Wolf. Listen.
Yeah, what you got?
So for the listeners out there, I know a lot of y'all think that the military, as when you put that uniform on, we all brothers. But just like family, we all have our rivals, right?
Yeah.
So there's 2 significant military units in the U.S. One is being the 101st Airborne Division. You see a lot of the movies and stuff like Saving Private Ryan or Band of Brothers.
Hey, Jimi Hendrix was
in the 101st, the Screaming Eagles, right?
Yep.
However, we do have another unit that's like a sibling rivalry, and that is the 82nd Airborne Division coming out of North Carolina. And these two have been at it, for quite some time, man. So it was, I want to say 2000 and what was that, 2002. This is right after like 9/11 and everything, bro. This was my first deployment. Gotcha. I'm just this young private. I'm E2 at the time. I couldn't have been no more than like 21 years old. Bottom of the you know, exactly. I had like no rank on my sleeves or my shoulder.
Tell the truth, you probably thought you were badass at the time.
Well, yeah, at the 101st, bro. We are badasses, you know, rendezvous with, you know, destiny. So,
hell yeah.
Anyway, so we get there, and it's like, keep in mind, this is like literally right after, like a couple of months after 9/11.
Okay.
And we get to, I want to say it's in Kandahar.
Okay.
This is right at the time when the 101st had taken over Kandahar Air Base and everything.
Right.
And we're there for like 9 months.
Wow.
9 entire months. And on the back end, we're starting to clean up our equipment. You know what I'm saying? And the 82nd was our replacement.
Okay.
The changing of the guard, right?
God.
Yeah. So they're coming in behind us with cleanup duty.
Right. I bet you guys were talking all kinds of shit to each other.
Man, it was going back and forth, bro.
You guys are just getting here?
Yeah,
We've been here forever?
The work is done now. Cleanup duty, right? Welcome to the party, bro.
Right.
Welcome to the party. So, you know, we had various chores that we had to do prior to us our exit, right?
Right.
And one of them was we had to put tents up for the 82nd Airborne Division.
Right.
I don't know how we end up as I think our commander probably lost a bet or something. You know, so what we were told was that the 82nd have to get acclimated to the weather.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And when you say tents, I mean, it's important to point out that some of these tents that they might as well be buildings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're not the ones that you see that are pop-up tents. You had to literally build the floors.
Yes.
So there's lumber involved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Lumber, there's AC vents, there's air conditioning. You know, it's a lot goes into putting up a tent. Now, keep in mind, these tents are not small one-man tent. These are massive tents where you can fit, you know, saying 50
so
people
really
almost.
Have a team
you got a team to work on these. So keep in mind, we're putting like 10 or 15 up in a day. And it's August time frame. Now, for those...
Now, this is in Afghanistan.
This is Afghanistan. So, for those who got a smartphone, you go ahead and Google what the temperature is in August in Afghanistan.
Something tells me it's going to be a little warm.
About 140 degrees. It's hot as balls outside, right?
Hell yeah.
So, now keep in mind, there's already a tent city that's in place.
Okay.
But 82nd had all new tents. They wanted their own tents and whatnot.
Sure.
So,
and you guys were first in too. I mean, you're building stuff in.
Yeah, exactly.
As
there's
you're
a
getting
chow
there
hall
as you're leaving.
You know, so these guys can go eat. There's, you know, saying that we had put in place. There's a PX at the time. There's a post exchange. For those who don't know, post exchange or PX on an army base is like a convenience store.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like going to like CVS or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that.
So we got everything that you need. You know, all your fatty cakes and all that stuff, man. So we're putting these tents up for these guys, man. And every day, I kid you not, there's the sun is shining every day. There's not a cloudy day. It's 140 degrees. It's dusty as hell. You can't breathe. And every day around 12 o'clock, you see the 82nd marching their happy ass down to the chow hall, right? And I mean, they're watching us. It's almost embarrassing. We're putting up tents and we stand up to, you know, take a quick break to wipe the sweat off our brow.
Right.
And these guys are looking down their noses on us, heading to the chow hall every day. Not a helping hand, no nothing. So we had a team leader. You know, he was I want to say E6. He was he's a squad leader, you know. So and it's about 15, 20 guys on our team now putting up one tent. I think we had like 7 tents that day. Yeah. But this dude is pissed. He, you know, and I'm starting to get it too, man. Because dude, we're talking about an entire military unit where you can't lend a helping hand. Right. It's watching a concert crowd move to the chow hall, walking past. It's like, yo, we need some help out here. Right. No one's helping. That's messed up. This dude is getting pissed. I'm getting pissed. It's hot as hell. Rightfully so. Right. You know. And he's like, you know what? I had enough of this shit. True story. My man said, you know what? On these last 3 tents we put up today, I'm going to take a shit. Now, keep in mind that these tents, once they go up, there's an air conditioning vent that goes right down the smack of the middle of the tent. Yeah. Right? So, gotcha. But there's little Velcro pouches that you can open up to get more air in or close the air off.
Okay.
So him and two other people, I won't say any names because I don't want these guys getting in trouble, but it is what it is. This was years ago.
20-something years ago.
Yeah. They take shits in the sand. And I mean, they grab them with their e-tool.
Now, e-tool, just for clarity, that is like a shovel.
Right.
It basically is. It's a Swiss
shovel,
Army knife of shovels.
Exactly. Okay. Like there's a little rigid edge on it as well where you can hack wood, whatever. Right. It's an all-purpose tool. You know what I'm saying? So they scoop it up. Open up the AC vents on the last 3 tents and literally launch shit into the AC vents of these tents.
And you guys are getting ready to leave the country here in a little bit.
We're on our way out.
All right,
so it's hey,
if it's going to be like that, then we're going to get our money's worth.
That's right. So my man launches shit in there, and as we're clearing up one of them, you can see like the shit where it's kind of like where the vents are not being used because the AC is not on.
All right.
So you can see the sag in the middle.
Oh gosh.
You can see the shit sagging down in the middle,
dude.
And you don't know. We never finished or hear about who took those tents or who was in command of those tents when they got onto them. But I guarantee you, whoever turned the AC on, for the first couple of days, they got a good strong shit smell. And that filled that tent up, bro.
So I'm definitely going to say the only way I really approve of revenge is as long as it's hilarious. It doesn't really, we don't want it to hurt anybody, but
it was hilarious.
It needs to be hilarious.
Imagine the guy holding the vent up so he can shovel the
yeah, I mean, look, you guys have been there for like 10 months, almost a year, something like that at that point. I get it.
We was frustrated. We was ready to go home, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my funny story, bro.
Yeah, man. It's, I got one that's a little bit of a palate cleanser from all the revenge talk that we got going on. So this one is a basic training story, man. I love basic training stories because people are just so stressed out. They're in a completely different environment. So it's just comedy gold,
all
right?
Day. All day.
And this is an Air Force story. So in the morning, everybody has to do physical fitness, right? So they'll do cardio one day and push-ups and whatever the next day and that kind of stuff like that. Well, everybody has that one guy that just can't get his life together, right? Shows up. He's always looking disheveled. Nothing tucked right, stuff, just barely making it, right? This group of guys were standing. They were getting ready to do their workouts and everything for the morning. And, 5-10 minutes late, here comes that guy.
Right,
he's all disheveled. His hair's fucked up, whatever little hair he's got. I think he maybe had glasses that were fucked up. He's disheveled looking and he's late. So he runs smack dab into a drill sergeant. This one was a female and was like, all right, thanks. Nice of you to join us, whatever. She's kind of giving him the business. Right. And then she's taking a look at him and realizing, pointing out, and your uniform's fucked up and you didn't shave. And he's like, ma'am, I got a shaving waiver. Now, just so everybody knows, if you get a shaving waiver in basic training, that does happen, but you're supposed to hold it on you. It's supposed to be on your person so you can prove.
Have it presented, you
have to present it when
asked. My whole pass to shaving.
So guess what? This guy forgot it. It's back up in the barracks. Okay, go get it, right? So let me describe a little bit for you the way that this area was set up. So they had like a blacktop area that was just flat where people could do push-ups and all that kind of stuff like that. Directly next to that, you had high school track. It was like an Olympic-sized track. And then next to that is a roadway, where cars drive on and stuff like that. And then you got the barracks. Yes. He gets told, go back to the barracks, get your shaving waiver, and bring it back. So for some reason, he just kind of starts cutting diagonally across everything, which right now he's fine. But then he gets to the track, and for some reason, he starts walking around the track. Instead of just cutting across it to go right to the crosswalk, he's following the track. Now, in basic training, you have to stick to sidewalks. That's a big thing. You don't cut across grass and stuff like that. You have to use crosswalks, all these kinds of things. So I think he was just in the mindset of, I'm just going to follow the lines. I'm not going to cut across anything. I'm just going to follow the lines.
Right.
So the drill sergeant looks over his shoulder and see that he's just kind of wandering around the track at this point. And she's like, yo, what the fuck? I told you to go up there. Just go up there and get it. And And he like, his eyes get all big, he kind of jumps, he's all startled. So then he just takes off running.
Oh, shit.
From the people's perspective, they're still standing in line and everything like that. All of a sudden, they hear screeching tires, a honking horn, like he just darted across the street and about got hit by a car.
Oh,
now, he was okay, but like that little bit of it is funny where you're just like, bro, like bad way to start your day. You show up late, you're fucked up, you don't have your shaving waiver, you're not getting directly in there to fix it and all that kind of stuff. And then you run into traffic and about get hit by a car.
Oh my God.
So then, of course, the drill sergeant loses it. She's like, what the fuck? Like, you can't even go. You can't even go get your shaving waiver without fucking up twice, And
He's about to mess up somebody else's day.
Exactly. I mean, it's not like you're off the hook if you hit somebody in basic training when you're driving on that base. You know what I mean?
You ain't kidding.
They're supposed to follow these very strict. They have like road guards and all these kinds of things. Like, anyway,
I have one.
Okay.
I have two, but this one particular one. This is actually at Fort Lee, Virginia.
Okay.
So basic training for me was at Fort
Army.
This is Army.
All right.
And basic training for me was at Fort Knox, right? So this is like what we call in the Army, AIT was Advanced Individual Training. Okay. So the Air Force, you call it tech school, things of that nature, right?
Okay.
So it's the training after base training where you kind of learn how to do your job, right?
Gotcha.
And there's a group of young men that were there, and this training takes about 9 to 10 weeks as well. And there was a group of young men, about 10 of them, that went through, I want to say, Fort Jackson. We called it Relaxing Jackson, right? This is basic training. And
there's that rivalry stuff again.
Exactly, right. So it's funny you say it because you got guys that'll represent where they went to basic. I'm like, I'm Fort Knox, Kentucky, This where, they keep the gold and blah, 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 right? And these guys come from Relaxing Jackson. I mean, just ate the hell up. Soup sandwich, they were sloppy.
Yeah.
Everything they did was just bad and wrong. Like no discipline, no military bearing whatsoever. The entire time. And it's like, yo, why ain't these dudes kicked out yet? Long story short, this is like the last week we're there. And they had been fucking up the whole time.
Yeah.
And this one particular night, this is like I said, the last week there's a accountability that we have to do every night before we go to bed. So there's a guy who's on like a babysitter almost, but they call him the QC sergeant.
I got you.
Where they got to work QC for the entire night. You just want to make sure that the head count is correct. You got to have so many troops in, for head count. So this particular night, this guy, this one QC sergeant, he don't fuck around. This dude is swole, old school guy, just balls to the wall kind of guy. And this group from Relaxing Jackson decide, we're going to go out to head count and we're going to mismatch the uniform. First off, here's the thing that you don't do in the military.
Yes.
One, you will get your ass chewed out for like having your boots not shine correctly or your ribbon rack is wrong or your name tag is on the wrong side.
Very particular about
your uniform.
Yeah. And that's like day one.
That's day one.
Yeah.
That is top tier.
Right.
If you look at the Marines in their uniform, bro, they don't play about their shit. The Army don't play about it. Your uniform got to be squared away.
Right.
You get your ass ripped for something like that.
And rightfully so. Like, you don't want people to look like idiots representing.
Now, here's the crazy part. The last thing you want to do is play a prank on a QC sergeant who's old school who don't fuck around. And keep in mind,
times it sounds like this guy might have been a little bit older. Sometimes they would get a guy that joined
he was definitely
training.
an E6, so like a staff sergeant, right? Now, keep in mind, in the Army, a staff sergeant, right, E6, is gold.
They're legit.
They're legit.
Right.
You could run a platoon. You could be in charge of a group of people. E6, so all the drill sergeants, let me just say this. This is how the weight is carried for an E6 sergeant or staff sergeant.
Okay.
All the drill sergeants are E6.
Okay.
You can't be an E5, anything like that. So you enter the military fearing that rank of a staff sergeant. Like, you see one of them, you lock it the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Now, you got two things that's going against you. One, you got the pristine of the uniform that you about to just go ahead and try to fuck up. Yeah. And then you're doing it against a E6 staff sergeant who don't take no shit. Like, he's the worst of the worst.
Right.
These dudes decide to come out for head count. Kid you not, Aaron Wolf, in their Class A uniform, the pants with their PT pants, their PT shorts. This is 2 different uniforms.
Oh, God.
You're going to mismatch your dress uniform. The Class A's are like biblical. You don't mess those up, bro. You don't.
These guys are just begging.
These dudes are asking for an ass whooping, right? I'm surprised the dude didn't just start swinging on them, man. This how bad.
And this is not even like better. You know better. There's no excuse for this. Now, like, hey, I couldn't find something, so I just threw this on.
Right. Aaron,
there's no excuse.
Keep in mind, bro, it is Fort Lee, Virginia, December time frame.
Oh, God.
So it's like -2 degrees outside with the snow up to your shins. I want to paint that picture for your listeners.
Yeah.
Right?
All right?
It is cold.
Yes.
It is.
So the
really
last
cold.
thing you want to do is spend any more time outside with this bullshit.
I'm telling you. So these dudes line up in a single file line, and before the QC sergeant even gets the last 4 of the social, the guy who's in front of him, he takes a look at the 10 turds that decide to mismatch their uniform. I mean, you got guys wearing dress A pants, PT shorts pulled up with the tube sock over the bottom of the pants, pulled up to their knees. Bro, wait a minute.
Yeah.
They got on their PT jacket.
Right.
With the flight cap on.
Yeah.
In the wrong way. Every last one of them. QC sergeant looks up. He said, "Move it, private." He said, "Are we doing this tonight? We doing this? Is that what we doing tonight?" All right. I'm sitting there. Now, everybody then came out their room who already had their number called, verified. And we're looking. We're like, oh, shit.
Yep.
This dude's about to have a field day.
Oh.
He looked at him. He said, "Go ahead and make that left step." So they take a left step out of line. Single file outside the door. My man grabs his overcoat, goes out. He's bundled up, and these dudes got on just PT uniforms with their Class A pants and a flight cap. I mean, looking like shit shows.
Right.
Goes out there and smokes them.
Oh, yeah.
For like the next 35, 45 minutes, bro, in the cold.
Yeah.
We're all watching this shit from the window laughing. Like,
I'll tell you what.
How dumb could you be?
I would love to be a fly on the wall, because here's something I'll tell you about those old school guys. Is when they're pissed, 9 times out of 10, they're hilarious. Just like Full Metal Jacket opening sequence with R. Lee Ermey and all that.
Exactly.
Like,
my man sipping his coffee
and that's why you're watching at the window.
Hop. Yeah, we can see him doing side shuttle hopping, the jumping jack, low crawls. Oh, God. And these dudes are doing barrel rolls and what's the wheelbarrow where they holding the feet and the other guy's hands. Hey, ask for it.
Well, now, I'm curious. What did they do when this was all over and they come back? Like,
bro,
if you guys are in there, like, you guys earned that shit.
Hey, bro.
Like, I don't expect us to feel bad.
And if they come in, man, we just sitting up there laughing our ass off at them as they come in, shivering, like losing their goddamn minds, nose is running and everything. Like, y'all, you know what? Hey, y'all should have been gone a long time ago. Let's go.
I love those old school guys, man.
Old school, no play.
Yeah. Thanks for checking out the Cammo Comedy Show Podcast. If you like what we're doing here and you want to participate in this community, there are many different ways that you can contribute. First and foremost, tell somebody about the show. Word of mouth advertising is very powerful, and we really appreciate you for helping us out. If you have any funny military stories of your own or know somebody who does, with their permission, of course, you can contribute those stories via email at stories@cammocomedy.com. That's stories, STORIES, at CAMMOCOMEDY.com. Or if you're not too good at the internet, drop us a voicemail at area code 531-222-6146. That's area code 531-222-6146. That's right, we're giving away our phone number. We want funny military stories from all eras. So if you're not from a generation that's heavily online, we don't want there to be a barrier for participation. We have a lot of big plans for this show, and building this community to support veterans, we will announce here soon, so stay tuned. All right, I'm going to go have a nice spicy bowl of chili. Later.